Hello everyone, welcome back! I am Gaming Quitte, the most delicious Quitte of them all. Today we're going to take a quick look at the new mana spirals that have been released recently. Cygames gave Elisanne, Maribelle and Mikoto a spiral, and we're going to take a look if they are worth it. Quick note though, since all units got some buffs for their 50 MC versions with the 2.0 update, I will use the new numbers for the before part on the screen, not the old versions, since this is supposed to be a reference for people to see the difference between the current 50 and 70 MC versions of the characters. Let's start with our beloved buff bot Elisanne. I'm sure Cygames took a bit longer to upgrade her simply because they had to do something to not make her compete with Gala Elisanne too much. They did something interesting with her, so let's see. Her shareable skill 1 Brave Bastion gets a 5% buff increase, so she now gives the entire team a 25% strength buff. But she also deals 5 hits of 150% water damage now, making her animation a bit longer. This isn't too long or too bad, but it might be that some people don't really like it, how it is with the spiral, since the best thing about Brave Bastion was how quickly you could use the skill and then continue farming to get the skill back up. The video you see on the screen right now shows you the new animation. It's not made by me, but by Ray from the Dragalia Lost main court. Thank you so much for letting me use it. Elisanne's second skill, Hallowed Waters, didn't change much. It's just a little increase in numbers and now deals around 80% more damage. The rest of her kit also hasn't changed that much and is not really surprising. Her buff skill time ability gives her a 10% increase of duration for buffs, which is amazing and helps her chain buffs together more easily. She also gets the potent burn res treatment, giving her a small buff every time she gets hit by an attack that would have burned her. Her stun resistance is also 100% now, which turns her into a dual res unit, which is helpful in the Ayaha and Otoha fight. So my personal opinion on the spiral. I think it's a good spiral, and if you enjoy playing Ellie, you'll probably still enjoy it. You can deal a bit more damage, you will also be able to keep her buffs up longer, and I think turning Brave Bastion into a damage skill is a good thing, even though the mods aren't too high, because this means that you can just slap this skill on any DPS unit and not only use it to deal a bit damage, but also buff your entire team. The drawback is, yes, it does take a bit longer to execute the skill, but I think it's worth it. Let's talk about the forest girl, Maribelle. I remember using her a lot in the beginning, since she was one of my first 5 stars I got. I mean, kinda obviously, since there weren't too many at the beginning, but whatever. She finally gets a spiral, but there aren't actually too many changes. Her first skill, Save the Day, is a shareable skill and now deals 6 hits of 256% wind damage instead of 230%. The rest of her skill 1 hasn't changed. I would have loved it if the defense reduction would have been a bit higher now, like 10%, but that didn't happen. Not One Step Closer has an interesting change. While the increase of numbers here is nice, it's over 400% more damage in total. She now energizes if you use this skill if the combo count is 30 or higher. It's interesting that they just slapped something like this on her. It does help her deal a bit more damage. The rest of her kit isn't changed that much. Her first ability, Full HP equals more skill damage, gets an increase of 5%, so her skills deal 45% more damage when she is at full HP. The problem with this though, in a 4 DPS comp in Expert Ciela, you usually spend quite some time not being at full HP. The buffers mostly only heal around transformation using Freya, and rarely bring a healing skill with them. So it might be a bit difficult to take advantage of this ability. Her bark resistance turns into potent bark res, and when she uses a skill now, the skill gauge fills by 5%. I think Maribel's spiral is interesting, but there weren't a lot of changes. They didn't really need to, since she already got buffed quite a bit with the overall buffing of adventurers. She's a good wind staff unit now, which can deal out some nice damage and also get up her skills faster with her third ability. I personally probably won't spiral her, but if you are a big fan of her, I don't see a reason why you should not, if you have the resources. Let's talk about the cat-searching samurai Mikoto, who already got some huge number increases with the overall buffs, but his mana spirals make him even stronger. His first skill, Ravenous Fire, increases his numbers even more. The skill also gets a new effect. Using the skill now adds 30% to the modifier applied to critical damage, so when he crits, he does some massive damage. This is actually extremely interesting for me, since I'm a big sucker of doing crits in video games, and literally this little change makes his spiral super interesting for me. Especially when you consider that his skill 2, Kindled Heart, makes Mikoto attack way faster. They didn't change the percentage of his attack rate increase, but the duration is 5 seconds longer. His first ability gets a nice addition as well. Where it used to only increase his critical rate by 10% when Mikoto's HP was above 70% or more, it now has a whole new effect. Whenever Mikoto does a critical hit, the gauge fill rate for his initial skill is increased by 10% for 20 seconds. This will not activate again for 15 seconds, but you'll be able to overlap them a little bit if you crit enough. So this means that you'll be able to use your skill way faster, which is amazing. The wording of this ability is a bit weird though, so I hope I did understand it correctly. His other abilities are him becoming a potent stun res unit as usual, and his third ability gives him a crit rate increase by 10% instead of 8%. I actually am really interested in the spiral and I kinda love it. It makes him even more crit focused and you can use his first skill more. It's a well done spiral based on his original kit. Together with the damage mod increase he got from the overall buffs, his spiral makes him a beast. I think if you slap Arctos on this bad boy, oh dang, huge crit numbers all over the place. I'm not gonna say that he's absolutely definitely worth spiraling or if he's busted, but if you like him you will not regret spiraling him. I don't know if he's gonna change up the meta or anything, since right now basically everything is changed up and nobody knows what meta even is anymore. But I wouldn't be surprised if he turned out to be one of the top DPS in Fire once the DPS simulator is updated. And that's it for this video. I hope I helped you get a clear picture of the spirals. I was actually quite surprised that Cygames just threw these at us out of nowhere. And also, happy anniversary, Dragalia Lost! I'm posting this on the 2nd anniversary, so I just had to say this. If you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe, so you won't miss any of my weird videos when they drop. Also, we have a very active Discord community with tons of amazing people, so why not join us? The link is in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!